Yeah, I feel like y'all meant that shit. Yeah. Be proud of yourself. Hell yeah. Oh man. Okay, yeah, all right. We'll bring it down on one click. Because I didn't tell you this at the beginning of the set when we did Home is Where the Hatred Is. But I consider Gil Scott-Heron to be one of the greatest poets of the 20th century. I see a few of you agree. How about the rest of you? And the reason I say this is because I've studied a little bit of poetry, and one of the things I really love about a writer, they're not a poet necessarily, but even someone who writes prose, is their ability to get inside of your life, to get inside of any person's life, and to tell what they saw, what they see from the inside. It's as if they were that person. That's a really unique ability, and I think that's what kind of separates writers from writers, you know. And I think Gil was a writer, and I usually use, if I were a lawyer and I were presenting a case in court, I would use Home is Where the Hatred Is as Exhibit A. Okay, because a lot of people say, oh man, Gil wrote that song, you know, he was strung out on drugs, and you know, that's really messed up, you know, but I tell you, he wrote that song when he was 19 years old. Okay. We used to hang out all the time. We might smoke a little weed or like that, but you know, Gil was not hitting on no drugs, no hard drugs, you know what I'm saying? So when he wrote that song, he was doing that thing that I'm telling you about. He was going inside somebody else's life and telling you what he saw. All right, that's Exhibit A. Yeah, give it up. You know, it's a great song. And I'll tell you a little story about it real quick. How many of you know? Raise your hand if you know who Esther Phillips is. Yes. Esther Phillips. Yes. Well, she did a version. You probably know that, and if you know Esther Phillips, you know that she did a version of Home is Where the Hatred Is. Okay, it was not an easy step. Okay, because Bob Thiel was the head of the label that Esther and Gil and I also recorded on, and he had this brilliant idea that he wanted Esther Phillips to sing Home is Where the Hatred Is, which is a great idea. It turned out to be a great idea, but Esther wasn't sold on it. Why? Because when he told her who wrote the song, she said, who is he? And he said, well, you know, he's this 19-year-old kid that I just signed. And she's like, a 19-year-old kid wrote that song? Get out of here. Ain't no 19-year-old kid can write no song like that. So Bob said, well, he did, you know, I mean, how can I prove it to you? You know, and she said, well, let me have a sit down with him. Let me have a drink with him and we'll talk about it. So I remember very clearly Gil on his way to go over to meet Esther Phillips, you know. And yeah, he was cool. He was all right, you know. And when he comes back, you know, he's still cool. You know? And I'm like, what happened? You know, what'd she say? And he said, she's gonna do the song. So that's my case in point. You know, that's my case right there. But Exhibit B is this song, which I'd like to do for you. It's about a guy who lost his job. And weird things happen to people when they lose their jobs. Very strange things happen to your mind, you know. Some of us survive it, and some of us don't. This is a song about somebody who might not have made it. tossed about the room. I saw my grandma sweeping with her old straw broom, but she didn't know what she was doing. She could hardly understand. She was only sweeping the pieces of a man. I saw my daddy meet the mailman, and I heard the mailman say, "Now don't you take this letter too hard now, Jimmy. They've laid off 9,000 others a day." He didn't know what he was saying. Well, he could hardly understand. He was only talking to pieces of a man. I saw the thunder and heard the lightning. I felt the burn of his shade. And for some unknown reason, he never turned my way. Pieces of that letter are tossed about the room, yeah. And now I hear the sound of sirens come knifing through the gloom. They didn't know what they were doing, oh no. They could hardly understand. They were only resting, yeah, pieces of a man. He was always such a good man. Daddy was a strong, strong man. He was always such a good man, yeah, yeah. He was always such a strong, strong, strong man, yeah. And I saw him go to pieces. I saw him go to pieces. Daddy, I saw him go to pieces. Jimmy B.